Over 40 days have elapsed since protests started in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir.
And ahead of the protesters' long march to Muzaffarabad, Pakistan's Army Chief Munir's forces killed 9 people in a fresh escalation. As per Reuters, protesters have now issued a fresh ultimatum to Islamabad. Thousands of supporters of civil society group Joint Awami Action Committee, or the GAAC, have been on a sit-in at Rawalakot's Idgah ground since 9th of June. The protests were originally ignited by a ban on GAAC, which put forth 38 demands, including the abolition of 12 seats in the so-called Legislative Assembly, which are dominated by Pakistanis.
However, Munir has opted for brute force, with security personnel opening fire and tear gas on innocent civilians in the illegally occupied Indian territory. On Tuesday, for instance, protesters were killed in Tararkal and Rawalakot. As per reports, Pakistan deployed 4,000 security personnel to stop protesters from entering Muzaffarabad. While internet is suspended in the region, reports also suggest that a media blackout has also been imposed and cities have been sealed.
Although the long march was temporarily put off after holding talks with the government, GAAC has given a new deadline. If Islamabad does not agree to its demand by 21st of July, protesters will embark on a long march to Muzaffarabad on 22nd of July.
Meanwhile, one of the prominent leaders of GAAC, Sardar Aman Khan, vociferously contested Pakistan's claim over Jammu and Kashmir. Addressing protesters in Rawalakot, he asserted that Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is neither independent nor a disputed territory, but called it an occupied territory. The statement was met with loud applause from thousands of people as voiced their support.
ये इस पर क़यादतें मौजूद हैं और उन क़यादतों की मौजूदगी में ये एक डिस्प्यूटेड टेरिटरी है, ये एक मुतनाज़ा इलाका है, लेकिन ये मुतनाज़ा नहीं है, ये मकबूजा इलाका है, ये मकबूजा इलाका, इस पर कब्जा है.
Now, previously, Ahmed Khan had appealed to India to provide food and medicines to the residents of PoK, accusing Pakistan of curtailing essential supplies to the region. He also warned that protesters could consider marching towards a line of control if Munir's forces respond to the people's demand with bullets.
But what is the root cause of this crisis? Speaking to WION, London-based Pakistani journalist Adil Farooq Raja linked the ongoing protests to the unequal distribution of resources in the country. According to him, public resentment had grown as most funds are going to the military, even as the economic relief eludes the common man.
As an economic protest, but it is not an economic protest anymore. The initial demand did focus on governance and public grievances. Protest leaders are now framing the movement into broader political terms because the social contract is not working.
Now, this raises some vital questions. Can Pakistan afford to alienate Pakistan-occupied Kashmir further, considering that internal turmoil is rising in its own backyard of Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa? Well, its role as a so-called mediator also unraveling after a resumption of hostilities between the U.S. and Iran. The crisis for Munir continues.
You started?